Hello, everybody. Today we are going to be, it's going to be not a two-league stream like we usually do on Fridays, because I want a little bit of free time. Got to get my magic stuff together. Got to do general weekend things, because I'm going to be spending most of tomorrow at a semi-local Legacy tournament. It's a little bit of a drive away, so I'm going to be doing tomorrow. So today we're going to be playing what is likely going to be my 75 for that event. It's a small enough tournament where I might walk in the room and see a couple people on like a matchup that like I would rather not play against, so we might like tech in some card for the sideboard or the main board or something. But this is like my industry standard go-to 75 for just in the blind, so I cuddle all the cards that I was just messing around with, stuff like if this would stuff like the Ancient Tombs, the 24th Land, the Brightling, the Blessed Alliance, not playing Zero Mirror and Crusader, stuff like that. I cut all that stuff. I'll probably go back to it starting next week, just so I can keep messing around with different tech cards and seeing if I like certain things, like the 24th Land or the sideboard Brightling and stuff. But this is just kind of like a safe, clean slate, in my opinion. Like this is like 75 I would feel comfortable just like walking into like a 400-person Legacy tournament with. So I think we're just going to play this today. Make sure I got all my edits right. Also, I need to make sure that Cardboard Life doesn't appear to be up. Let me see if I can fix that. Update stream. Oh, there it is. What 400-person Legacy tournament is there? It was a hypothetical. If Eternal Weekend was this weekend and I was going to it, then I would be comfortable submitting a 75 like the one that I was just talking about. But the tournament I'm going to is much smaller. It's going to be like 30 people tops or something. But I would just rather play something that is more akin to what I'm actually going to be playing tomorrow, rather than like messing around with a bunch of tech cards like I've been doing this week. Also, isn't Baltimore this weekend, right? It's not like 400 people, but I mean, it's probably 400 people because it's teams, but there is, I think that, is Baltimore this weekend? SCG Baltimore 2019? I know people have been talking about it, but I don't know when it is. Yeah, it is this weekend. Alright, cool. It was a hypothetical tournament when I started, but then I realized that there was an actual real tournament where people are going to play Legacy this weekend. So I guess it worked out. Oof, this hand is bad. I'm saying like a 2-drop. If there was like a Thalia instead of a Whisper and Jailer, I'd probably keep this, but put a mulligan to 6, we can definitely get a better 6. Yeah. Screwing like any action to the top, bottoming any non-action pretty much. Bottom all the lands, bottom all the equipment, top basically anything else, except for another Thalia. It's weird in Legacy how, like, okay. Didn't expect to actually see the third Thalia, but sure. It's weird in that this is, like, a keep. This hand looks, like, kind of bad if... Okay, we might just die. If you don't know a lot about Legacy as a format, Red-Black Reanimator, then, hopefully there you're missing a land. No, they topped on their Scry, so we're probably dead. Discard Grizzlebrand, reanimate. Alright, well, we're probably conceding. If they unmask me, or we don't draw Caracas, I'm just going to concede. Better player always wins. I mean, welcome to Legacy. Sometimes you do die on turn 1. Not like super often. But, yep, definitely happens. Yeah, my opponent cast Thoughtseize, we're just conceding. Oh, we drew Plow. But they discarded Tidespout Tyrant. Is there any reason why I should plow this Grizzlebrand? I feel like the answer is yes. We can beat a Tidespout. It's not like we have to draw like a second Plow. The odds of us winning this game are like very low, but is letting them know we're on Death and Taxes like really even that big a deal? Wait till combat to give him false hope. No, then I have to move. Oh, no, I don't have to discard it. If I'm plowing it, I'm definitely like just playing land and saying go. What are the odds they didn't draw another reanimate spell? Basically 0. Do you want them to have removal the next game? I mean, what are they? They don't board in removal. They board in like they're like always going to board in stuff like Assassin's Trope because every deck's just gonna have hate. I value deck like my red-black reanimator not knowing what their opponent is on, like, pretty low, because they're boarding in the same card in a lot of their matchups. Because, like, Assassin's Trophy is always good to bring in, basically. The fact that I've also sat there and tanked this long means that they definitely know that I'm, like, a deck that could possibly beat a Grizzlebrand on turn 1. I don't really care that much. They get to know what I'm on game 2, sure. Game 2 is, like, also the easier game to win. Wait, no, game. Yeah, game 2 is the easier game to win because you lose game 1. So if they have any other reanimate spell, they have 11 left in the deck, then they get to make a Tidespout Tyrant, or a second Grizzlebrand, I guess. They do have another Grizzlebrand in the yard. Exhume time? Animate dead time, sure. Let's draw another Plow. Maybe I'll concede. Nah. Nah. We're in it to win it. We could be miracles here. But that's about it. Like miracles or blade deck. Can we scoop to that one? Yeah, probably. I'm waiting for them to do something. But it's very likely we can scoop to the second Grizzlebrand. I'm thinking it thought sees me. Oh, alright, they're casting Dark Grit. Are they going to also make a Tidespout Tyrant? Okay, yeah. Alright, we'll concede to also having Tidespout Tyrant, sure. Need, like, top deck Caracas and to top deck another Plow after that. Alright. Bring in the whole sideboard except Cataclysm. Cut all the stuff that doesn't interact. And then I always sit here looking at this Miser Mother of Runes because my math doesn't quite work out here. And then decide to leave in one Mother of Runes because why not? Because like the 60th card doesn't super matter in this matchup. Like I could board in a Cataclysm to this Mother of Runes and it would probably affect 99% of games exactly the same. Wait, no, we're 61 cards. Why am I 61? Did something change my math? You just got the 61. I'm just having an off day, I guess. 7 plus 4, 11, 12, 13. Did something in my math change? What did my third Chalice used to be? I think I'm used to boarding in 12 cards, and my third Chalice was something that I didn't want to bring in this matchup. Can't remember what it was. Oh well. Yeah, we'll submit 60. We can cut all the moms. Trying to remember. I usually I've been trying a couple things, so like I haven't had a more stock list recently. A lot of times I've been like too heckled when I'm Brightling and stuff. Those lists are definitely not are boarding in 12 cards, not 13. All right. Love to play first. I'd also love to not keep this hand. This is probably keepable. With a Scry and a Surgical and our one land being a Caracas and like multiple important impactful 2-drops, this is probably fine. Nice. If my opponent goes land go, we get to awkwardly decide on whether or not we want to run out Thalia on turn 2 and turn off our own Surgical Extraction. Hopefully my opponent just tries to blind turn 1 me. Thanks for the bits, Aishanine. Don't Thoughtseize me. Just go for the turn 1. Rude. I'll get to slam Thalia here. Hopefully gum up some stuff. Hopefully they don't just, like, pedal Dark Rate kill me. You can always respond to Thalia after that. What do you mean, Lunel? Oh, after the Entomb. Oh, right, because wait. Oh, because you cast a Thalia, and then they have to Entomb in response, and you get Surgical before your Thalia resolves. You're supposed to tell me when I got Usurped? I don't know, you're probably asleep. Go, Thalia. So if they went, like, land pedal pass, it would go poorly, but yeah, you're right. You're right, Luenel. So they know about Relic Order, so we're not, like, getting them by them going for Animate Dead or anything. This looks like it's just an Entomb turn. Ooh. So this is one of those spots where you do want a Fairy Macabre, because I can't... The only way that having, like, 2-drop Graveyard Hate is useful with in tandem with Recruiter of the Guard is if you go turn 1 Aether Vial, typically, because on this turn my Vial would be on 2, so I could, like, play Recruiter, go find a Containment Priest or whatever, but this way, if I tap out for my Recruiter of the Guard and go get a 2-drop, they can just Entomb Reanimate kill me. But I am still going to do that, because I don't think this port's gonna, like, carry me across the finish line. I can also recruit more Remorseful Cleric if I want to, but Containment Priest is probably better. Containment Priest is notably worse against removal, because if they, like, cast Reanimate, I flash a Containment Priest, and then they, like, Assassin's Trophy it or whatever, but that's a lot of mana, especially with Thalia in play, so Containment Priest is probably just safer. I hope we don't die right here, but they need to Entomb into untap, land plus Exhume, or just Reanimate. And what are they going to make? Yeah. Like a Grave Titan, or a, whatever the big pig is, Archetype of Endurance. I don't think, unless Tidespell's like their best non-legendary threat, which I doubt. They usually have something like Grave Titan to go get in these sorts of situations. I thought about getting even like a Palace Jailer with that Recruiter, but I can't cast it. If I had 4 lands, I might have grabbed Palace Jailer instead of Priest to beat something like a Grave Titan. Inkwell. Inkwell would make sense. But yeah, they probably have something. Grave Titan, yep. have the third land. It's not great. Also makes my choice of not porting slightly better. Way better against Strix decks. Yeah, true. Strix is pretty good against, like, Grave Titan or Archetype of Endurance. Although Archetype, just in general, probably isn't very good against Strix decks, because they also are, like, Diabolic Edict decks and stuff. Exhume, sure. You have a Grave Titan. You have another Recruiter. Badlands away from Black Red, so I might join the dark side. What if I recruit for, like, Mirren Crusader here? Mirren Crusader just, like, tag teams a Grave Titan with Thalia and then blocks zombies for the rest of the game. I could, like, recruiting for Jailer seems, like, really loose. Is there anything else I can really recruit for? No. Yeah, I'm kind of down for just getting a Mirren Crusader here. Might be Jailer Time and Prey. I don't know. I don't think so. Especially because they could give the Grave Titan back. Because they can, like, attack this turn, get 4 zombies, and the next turn they attack again, and then they'll have, like, 6 zombies. I don't think Jailer and Grave Titan's going to dig me out of a hole that's 6 zombies tall. I think we could possibly beat 6 zombies. If my opponent has nothing else, we might be able to beat 6 zombies. Thalia keeps jumping in front of a zombie here. I think I'm going to chump block this Grave Titan just to not take 6. If I don't, though, I can actually Crusader plus double Recruiter down the Grave Titan, and Thalia can keep eating these things. Otherwise, Mirror Crusader plus Thalia have to jump in front of Grave Titan, and then I take 6. Then we're fine after that. They'd have 4 zombies if you drew land for Jailer. Yeah, it's... Still don't even know if I could deal with that, right? If they don't attack me with zombies this turn, they have 4 zombies. I have exactly 4 creatures. They attack with everything. Kill 3 of my things. They have 3 zombies left after that. It'd be definitely risky. I think we're just going to take 6. Hopefully they don't Thoughtseize me. The real question is, I wonder if the attack with this zombie was actually worth it. Or the attack with, like, the 2 extra zombies there. I wonder if they just wanted to attack with Grave Titan or not. I'll double block the other zombie. The zombies are, like, the least threatening things. I think I want to double block or triple block this Grave Titan and just keep using the Thalia to eat things. Maybe not, because we can just keep drawing Thalias. I just want my Thalia to die. Is it time to entomb Elishnorn and kill me? Can't beat that. That's an Elishnorn. Are we dead? Looks like we're dead. Yup. GG's. It's a lot of damage. Unfortunate, but definitely happens. Like I said, sometimes you do actually, like, Fairy Macabre isn't, or Surgical isn't always better than Fairy Macabre. If we had a Fairy in our deck, we could have won that game. But obviously, you don't want Fairy in your deck for, like, the 4 or 5 other matchups that Surgical is, like, way, way, way better than Fairy. It's the reason I don't play it. We also were drawing to like 6, 7, 8-ish removal spells for the Grave Titan. Alright. Oh man, string constants are outdated again? Nice. I haven't seen that in a while. Wow, this hand is... Man, could I have had this hand last game 1 against Reanimator? We could have beaten turn 1 Grizzlebrand with this nonsense. I think I might keep this. If we're against a deck Plow is bad against, we're super fucked, but if we're against a deck that like Plow and Mom are both good against, this hand's very good. I don't know if I should... I don't like putting stock into MTG bot telling me what people are on, but like 5 days ago on Sneak, this hand is terrible against Sneak. But I don't like using that information. Because I like using, Moto as a test for paper, essentially. And there's no MTG bot in the real world telling you what your random ass opponent is playing, or has played in the past. So I think I'm going to keep this. Spending way too much time deliberating over hands, too. And hands and lines that, like, don't matter that much. Yeah, maybe my opponent just, like, turn 1 Emrakul's me. So it's probably... It could be, like, Miracles still, but if we're, taking MTG bot's advice, it's probably Sneak. I don't really want to play Wasteland or Krakus, because I don't want them to be, like, privy to either of my cards here, but probably letting them know I have a Wasteland is better. Thanks for the bits, Patrick. Drawing Recruiter is really good if they are on Sneak. We're not going to attack, though. If there are Miracles, the attack is just horrendous. Soul Land, Show and Tell Emrakul me. Don't put it on Omniscience, though. You gotta put in Emrakul. Alright, well. I guess I'm just, like, putting in this Palace Jailer. I could, like, put in Recruiter, but then I have to, like, bounce their thing, so I can't cast Prelate next turn anyway. Let's just put in Jailer. Oh, no, they have Omniscience. Alright, we lose. Both teams tried hard. Alright, Grizzlebrand. Time to go find Emrakul. I guess I was supposed to Plow in response to that draw 7 or something. Yeah, we're just dead. I see me never... Yeah, you never put in Karakas there. There's like almost no reason to put in Karakas when your opponent show and tells, because if they have like a big fatty, then you can just play Karakas as your land for next turn and bounce it anyway. Especially because we have Jailer too, and I'd much rather just Jailer a Grizzlebrand or an Emrakul if they have that. It's very uncommon that you actually need to put in your Karakas off a show and tell. Except if you're, like, fearful of sneak attack plus, like, they only have 1 red source that turn or something. Alright. Running into the Grizzlebrand squad today. So opponents on, like, traditional sneak with Omnisciences. But imagine they have sneak attacks because they're on Grizzlebrands. So I'm bringing at least these 8. I always, like, look at Surgical and probably don't bring it in, but, like, if I see Intuition, I'll usually bring in Surgicals. But I don't like bringing it in just off the fly, just because if they're on Sneak at all. I feel like if this one had Flash, and it was also better in other ways to be main deckable. Lavinia would be okay in this matchup. Lavinia would have barely done anything. If I had played Lavinia on turn 2 that game, it almost does nothing. It prevents my opponent from casting Show and Tell off of their Soul Land, but it stops nothing else that happened in that game. It stops their impulse, right? But, like, you still can't beat them casting Emrakul. She'd be okay. But they can still just show and tell Omniscience, Emrakul you, and you die. Yeah, sometimes they'll have like a 1 of intuition anyway, but into impulse to find into Grizzlebrand to find it. Yeah. My point is though that like the fail case is them having Omniscience in play, in which case you are just like dead even if they can't cast free cantrips. Anyway, I need to finish sideboarding before I keep talking about Lavinia versus show and tell. It's our last cut here. Crusader? GJ. GJ's bad. This looks fine. The part where we can't remove the Omni makes her... Yeah, exactly. The Omni is the scary thing. That's why you want, like, Relic Order. Wow, this hand is stone unplayable. I'm looking to 6 as well. I think we're just going to 5. This hand just doesn't do shit. No one actually knows what Lavinia does, because it has 2 random lines of hate text stapled to the same card. Like the past 4 or 5 hate cards that Wizards has printed into Standard have been like very... What if we take this concept and just staple it to another completely unrelated concept? Damping Sphere, Amulet of Safekeeping? No, I forget what the amulet is, but it's like tokens get -1/-0, and like it costs 1 more to target you or something. I guess we're keeping this horrendous 5. My opponent also rolled a 5, so Chalice might actually just be a big game. I think I just need to bottom this for cards that actually do stuff. Like, this has power and toughness, but... I think I want just, like, Thalias and Prelates and Recruiters. Oh, Safety was correct and did it. Alright, I did board in the 3rd Recruiter. I kind of forgot if I did. Island cantrip. Let's jam this Chalice and cross our fingers. Could jam Chalice off of Port. If they play like a Volcanic, I want to be able to Wasteland Port, assuming I draw nothing relevant. They did not shuffle off their Ponder. Oh, nice. We're going to Chalice on 1 after we have Mother of Ruins. Maybe they'll force the Chalice. Explore hexproof from Nature's Claim design concept. In what regards? What, like a rest in peace hexproof from Nature's Claim? Undredged can never beat it. Oh, nice. We've found the synergy between Chalice of the Void and the rest of Death and Taxes. We did it. Need to hope my opponent does not continue to hit land drops. Stop it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, these cards don't actually matter is the thing. So like the Chalice of the Void isn't really negating our game plan very much. Besides, we have a Mom in play. It might come up if we like draw Sanctum Prelate and we can't protect it. No. Well, this is just rude deck. Like if we drew Sanctum Prelate that turn and then they have like a Braid for it, it would have been nice to have a Mom in play. But I think this Chalice is going to help us infinitely more than just having a Mom in play. But there are inherent disadvantages to playing your Chalice of the Void deck with like 8 1-drops post-board. Sometimes you draw 3 of them in a row. Oh man. Oh, no, we're just dead. My opponent's sneak attacking. Oh, we might not be dead because we had to wasteland their Volk. We're like close to dead. As soon as they hit another land drop, we die, unless we draw, like, Relic Order. Or Caracas. Would have been nice last turn to draw that, but I'll take it, I guess. Don't really know what I'm preventing them from casting at this point. They just need to draw a fetch land. I'm completely tapped out. Please Emrakul me. I probably shouldn't just concede to the red source. Do I concede to Emrakul here? Yeah. Yeah, we'll concede to Emrakul. Not our day today. 0204. There's show and tell. 5. Lost game 1 and 2. Why do you suck? Thanks, Patrick. Appreciated, as always. Gotta keep my ego in check. But yeah, this is what happens whenever it's better than the opposite happening though. It's usually like, oh, I 5-0'd 3 leagues, then you take it to a paper tournament, and then you go like 0-2, 0-3 drop or whatever. But maybe we'll have the backwards effect where we just like fucking 0-3 this league, and I feel bad about myself, and then I take it to the paper event and actually like do moderately well. But yeah, Magic is a game that sometimes you can play the exact same deck in like 5 leagues and just like do vastly differently depending on how your luck sways on that day. And sometimes you do fuck up lines, and some days that you're a little bit more on top of your game. I don't think we've like fucked anything up exceptionally bad today. We've just had hands that were never going to beat my opponent's hands. There we go. Alright. Sounds keepable. Mom and Athalia is a good curve. We have other cards to display, even if we never hit our 3rd land drop. We have Stoneforge, Plow. Basic Island. This feels like it's not a show and tell island. This feels like a Miracles player's island. How's D&T at this moment? I don't think like the metagame shifts are like super detrimental to like any given deck, really. It's like sometimes you just like have a bad matchup roulette, but I don't think like you can read the signals of MTGO to the extent where I can say like Death Taxes is better positioned than it was in December or something. Blue-White Blade could be. This feels like a fair. No, this could be like a. No, it's not a high tide island. This feels like a Miracles Island to me. What am I doing this turn? Just stone forging, I guess. I don't really know what I want to recur for because I don't really know what I'm playing against. Oh, I meant that as a comment to the Zinger thing. I don't know. I haven't played against Stoneblade in like a million years. Is that true? I keep playing against Stoneblade, but only when I'm not playing Death and Taxes. Like when I played 4-color Woman, I played against it 3 times in one league. And then when I played White Steel this week, I played against Stoneblade once. but I just like haven't run into it. How many times have I run into it as Death and Taxes? Blue White Stoneblade 4. If we're including Delver Blade, that's probably here somewhere too. But Delver Blade's just... nope, that's some weird... Oh, it's Delver Blade 2. So 6 total times if we're including Delver Blade as a Blue White Stoneblade deck. What the odds we're getting Terminus? All the Delver players have agreed not to play Strand. Yeah, Strand is like the least Delvery land. So look at this. Does this scream Delver of Secrets to you? Maybe we're just gonna Stoneforge for Sword. Hope we don't get like Brainstorm Terminus. If so, we can still like rebuild. Hey, what if there was a Dragon Skeleton? Oh, the ugly Flooded Strands. What we got here? Is this Brainstorm Terminus? Nope, not Brainstorm Terminus. Cool. 0% chance we're getting Terminus this turn. Is this a like actually sneak? We're dead but Brainstorm? Did they just have like they could have just like Soul Land, Show and Tell, Omniscience in their hand or something. Maybe could like recruited for Prelate into Hedge. Nope, they're Miracles. Alright, cool. I don't know why they Brainstormed end step then. Jam Mentor, do it, please. Wait, what? You don't have a second card to play. You literally can't. I have a Thalia. Why? That did not seem like a good use of resources there. I guess we just jam on this Thalia and hit him in the face. They shuffled, so they don't even like have Terminus. They did try. They tried real hard. An attempt was made. They could blind flip the Terminus, that's fair, but like... I'm still doing this. I get a bunch of card advantage and dome them for 1,000,000. Like, we still have good redeploys after if they blind flip Terminus on me. And if they don't, then they're just, like, super, super far behind. That was definitely not my favorite cast of Swords to Plowshares. For sure. Now we just also get to, like, put in this Batter Skull if we want. Man, life's good. Get him. This deck really needs a haste threat. I mean, that's kind of why Walking Ballista is, like, not the worst card. It's chip damage. If your opponent's at, like, 2, but they're, like, trying to stabilize desperately. Oh, man. No. Change of plans, we're just going to jam Prelate on 6. And we still have, like, activate, put in Batter Skull if we want. This is when we get, like... Well, they might just counter this, it looks like, but... It'd be really funny if we just put it on 6 and then go land Supreme Verdict. Yeah, sure, whatever. I don't really care about that much. Alright, we didn't get Terminus. We probably win. We have 2 lethal threats. Yep, we did it. That was good. It was a good, well-fought game. Probably need to stop bringing Relic Order now. So it's these 8. I think I'm going to start toying with, like, leaving in some number of Swords of Plowshares against Miracles again. I talked about this I forget when, but it's like, Mentor is one of the scariest cards in their deck, so, like, maybe You just rather leave that some of them in as a hedge, even though it's a nombo with Chalice. What would I cut instead? Every time Miracles loses an angel token gets its wings of this time. I don't know what that Swords of Plowshares was about. Maybe it was just like, well, I'm dead. Maybe they don't see the line. Or maybe they didn't, like, they just forgot about the Mother Runes. Sometimes you just have, like, brain farts like that. I've definitely done similar. Could cut, like, Remorseful Cleric, Mirren Crusader, Shaver Evoker. I don't hate any of those ideas. Cleric flies. I probably like it more than Roger. Roger's like super medium. When sideboarding, remember to take into account your opponent was openly bad. Ouch. Like being Plasma Chalice is interesting. Yeah, I don't think it's like that big of a deal. Because typically, if your Chalice is going unanswered, then their mentors are already a lot weaker because they can't just like chain a bunch of cantrips together. And if they're answering your Chalice and your Plows are just online. I think I'm just gonna cut a Revoker. Revoker's pretty bad in this matchup. Very few times do you get them with the Revile on 2 and they spend 4 mana on Jace and then you just like blow them completely out of the water. Man, this hand sucks. This hand sucks a lot, especially against Miracles. One threat. Aether Vial is good. I don't think Aether Vial is this good. But like, what am I mulliganing towards? Like, I would keep this 6. I wouldn't keep this 6 if I lost my best card, dude. I'm looking towards, like, hand with lands and, like, Thalia and Cataclysm or something. Just, like, a second impactful thing. 3 lands Cataclysm. Yeah, exactly. 3 land Cataclysm, like, Stoneforge Mystic. Just, like, Aether Vial with more threats. Yeah, I'm just gonna mulligan this. It's, like, more text. And is, like, actually kind of worse, because I can't cast anything. But now I get a Scry, so, like, maybe a chance to win the game. I think this hand is better than going to 5, especially with the Scry. I'm gonna keep this. Oh, fuck. This lets me cast Walking Ballista. Losing to Pierce is a thing. They're not keeping in Pierce. You're never going to convince me that Miracles keeps in Spell Pierce against Death and Taxes. You can keep anything on the draw. I do keep a lot looser hands on the draw, that's for sure. A lot looser hands like on the 6 on the draw. You just like get a Scry and a draw. There's so much chance you get to see the cards that you actually need. I definitely scryed that to the bottom. MTGO strikes again. Yeah, for real. Alright. I guess I can just keep porting them. Probably much better than running out Ballista on 1 here, especially going into, like, just their 3 mana turn. If they're not doing anything on 2 mana, and I port them, they're probably not doing anything another time. Yeah, at least Arena can literally prove to me that I scryed. Cool. Alright, sure. F6ing. I don't want to hold up Mother of Roots that badly. Man, I hope this Brainstorm just bricks. No lands. 9 cards in hand, 0 of them are lands. Man, that never works. Considering just casting the Sword of Fire and Ice here. I feel like I should keep porting them, though. considering how slow I'm going. I need to kind of bring them to my pace and hopefully draw some white sources. Yeah, I think I'm just going to Violent Thalia, port them. So they know they're top 2 right now still. They haven't fetched from their Brainstorm. There we go. We'll let this resolve, because they probably need to get white. Yeah. I'm just going to kill with Thalia right now. Probably wait till I port you. Now I don't want to port them. Just going to kill my Thalia. I'll port their blue. They're going to still use it for Source Splash shares, but whatever. Way closer to casting that than Council's Judgment or Plow. Yeah, monocolor mana bases are the pits. Wonder whether it was right or not to, like, port them and then Violent Thalia in their draw step, assuming they float a mana. It's probably more correct. Does let them just cast spells in response to the vial, though. Let's take this up. Hey, a spell. I think now's the time I might just jam Sword. Wait, did they miss their land drop? They did, right? They were on the... Yeah, never mind. I'm gonna keep porting them. They missed a land drop. Although they did port into themselves and then didn't shuffle, so they're not gonna miss a land drop next turn. But if they just jam Jace, I'm super happy with that because I have Flicker Away. So I think this is a turn where I can get Sword into play. They can't just, like, Windmill Slam Jace or Mentor. I guess they could Windmill Slam Mentor if they had a Plow. Get me. Oh, sure. Force. That's fine. Had to get through a Force eventually with a bunch of things that I could not vial in. So if they jam Jace now, we just get him because we have Flicker Wisp. MTG, it tells you what turn it is. Yeah, but I always forget, because if it's my turn 4, it may not be my opponent's turn 4 yet, because it matters who is on the play. So I'm not going to violate this Wisp. Not worth it. Hey, a white source. Look at that. Do they know their top card? Yeah, they port into themselves. Is it right to port the Scalding Tarn and then Wasteland it? That seems like kind of an egregious use of my mana. But I do get to, like, use this Wasteland if I port the Scalding Tarn. It's, like, a little bit tempting here. I feel like I kind of want to. Try to click the vial, but trigger while it's briefly an Emrakul. Yeah, that Emrakul from the last game is just haunting me, I guess, in the last match. I always try to get, like, fancy with Rashad and ports against Miracles, when it's probably just better to keep porting their lands. I could port 2 lands this turn. Kind of want to Wasteland them. Let's do it. We're up a game. Probably should have... Yeah, not ported like that. I wanted to leave up Plow, but now I can't port. But they can, like, Brainstorm in response to their Predict. No. It was... I couldn't leave up Plow and Wasteland and Rashad port was the issue, so I took 1 line and... It didn't... I probably should have not left up Plains. It was probably better to just leave up Port Wasteland, because I don't really need to hold up the Plow this turn. Named Ponder. Hey, they milled a Mentor. We did it. We killed a Mentor. Super worth. Don't miss all the easy ways to fuck with my shit. Now you just get to do with it or whatever. Yeah, I was definitely, like, not an unreasonable line to take there. Scary thing is if they have Jace Plow here, and we don't draw a white source. Back to basics. That could be worse. Especially because we could Council Judgment if we need to. I think I'm just gonna flicker my port because I kind of want to get in a thing into play now. I guess I just flicker their back to basics. That's better. My opponent thought scoured themselves twice immediately after I brainstormed Determinants to the top. Yeah, there are things you can do to fuck with miracles. Using port to deny them a card. It's not nothing. Yeah, sure. Oh man, with your Recruiter, but I'm also just going to take myself off of all of my mana if I cast it. Opponent only has 2 cards left, though. What would I recruit? What's my plan here? That's by far the best play our opponent has made this match. Could have, what, play around, like, Prelate on 2? Hello, cat. Have you come to say hi to the stream? If I were recruited for something, I'd probably recruit for, like, Stoneforge? I need to get them dead. So I don't hate casting this Recruiter. Especially because I get to keep having Plow. They somehow need to play around the flicker so you don't have not the onboard. Oh, like just disenchant. Oh, disenchanting an untapped file just seems like super loose all the time. So I just cast this Recruiter. I get like Stoneforge Mystic. We're like a million mana away from doing anything with the Stoneforge. I can't like actually do anything with this Recruiter after I play it because I'm just losing all my mana. I could grab like no, we don't have Relic Order in the deck. Maybe I just leave up my mana because I need to Council's Judgment. Yeah, I think we're just passing. Yeah, answer back to basics. Oh, Terminus, that's a little mean. Was that a blind Terminus or no? Yeah, that was a blind Terminus. I am a million mana away from doing anything. That is accurate. For them to send a message seems a little loose. They're just passing. We can do something. We need a white source. That's not a white source. Alright, well, we're sitting here playing Draw Go, which probably isn't great for me. There we go. There's something. Judgment is back to basics right out of here. Even if they can like counter this Judgment, we can like start casting some number of spells because we have 2 basic lands now. If this is just like counter spell, we shrug, move on with our lives. Cast Flicker Wisp next turn. It's basically free because we can flicker out a tapped land. Free, but it's basically like doesn't. Oh, interesting. Do I play this Ballista for 1? Kind of want to. If they just like slam Jace, we're still dead to Plow, but I think it's better than porting. Maybe not. Because if we port them and then we draw a land, we can actually just Ballista for 3 and get them. That's like a very bad way to kill a Jace. Yeah, let's just port them. What am I looking for here now? We could, like, start recruiting. We have a Flicker Wisp to flicker the recruiter. Go grab, like, a Sanctum Prelate or something. Ooh, a Wasteland of the land. Ooh, a Jace. Alright. Hopefully we draw land 6 so we can just ballista it to death. We can also recruit Revoker, but that seems very not good. Chalice the Void right on time. Maybe the play is just Chalice. Scoop. There's no way I'm scooping to just like a Jace and that's it. Especially because we can Chalice on one and then recruit a Revoker and then revoke the Jace. They could still like counter it and stuff. It's definitely not like we're winning, but it's definitely we're not dead. Get out of here, cat. Let's play Chalice. Jace is really good, but like Jace is not, oh, well, my opponent untapped with the Jace, now I lose the game. Especially for a deck like with a deck like Death and Taxes. I've beaten several resolved Jaces in my time. Let's go get Revoker as a backup plan here. Jailer's kind of tempting. But Chalice on 1 plus Revoker means that decent odds we can actually stop the Jace from just going off here. There's also a chance we could just attack it and ballista it to death. I should start betting people that they'll lose a match when their opponent resolves a Jace. Yeah, I mean, like, the person that resolves a Jace, and especially untaps the Jace, is more likely to win the game, but it's definitely not like, oh, I'm less than 5% to win this game, I might as well scoop to move on with my life. You would win more money than you would lose betting on people that lose to a resolved Jace. But it is by no means, like, unbeatable. Let's see if this attack connects. I'm concerned my opponent's just gonna, like, Force Will my thing. And we can't play Ballista for 2 and Revoker in the same turn. If they have a Snapcaster, they have a Snapcaster, I think. Yeah, why? Why do you have to climb down me with your claws, you dang cat? What am I doing here? One has 5 cards in hand. Very likely to counter my spell, or have Terminus. Which of those am I okay with? I think Revoker into Flicker Wisp my Recruiter. If they Terminus me, like, we can still do stuff. We get to get another card off of this Recruiter of the Guard. Why, cat? Why do you have to do this right now? We also, like, completely take them off of white, but that involves not casting a single spell. This feels like I'm almost definitely going to get Terminused. But I think I'd like to convert this Flicker Wisp into, like, a Sanctum Prelate, if that's the case. Counter this, please. Nope. It's Def. Def a Terminus. Maybe like Jailer? Nah, Second Prelate's probably better. Like, maybe better. We're probably just trying to Ballista the Jace down next turn. We can just recruit a Recruiter, but that seems weak. Maybe we'll get Jailer. Grab Prelate. We're at the stage of the game where Jailer is kind of risky, because there are a lot of Snapcasters that could happen. Wow, a Terminus, it's a miracle. Jailer, you coward. Yeah, Jailer is a very scary card to play. I guess I could have grabbed it. I could have grabbed, like, the Recruiter and recruited another Revoker for this. I think I'm just going to slam Ballista on 2 next turn, though. Hopefully we draw a land, we can Ballista for 3. Ping it down, still have a Ballista left over. My concern is that they have a counterspell in their hand. Could also just Prelate on 6 and Thalia and say go and let them keep brainstorming for a million turns. Prelate on 6, Chalice on 1 is a pretty good way to mostly seal up a game. They could unsummon with the Jace. They get the Ballista counter. We're just so many turns from killing this Jace. Oh, I actually can't play both of these. We don't have enough white. Probably not wastelanding, so I guess we're not plowing either, though. But I'm not. I kind of need this land, so we'll just Ballista for 2. Let them keep doing the Jace thing. It's not a good strat. Yeah. If I had the 3rd white, I think I would have. Oh, nice. We just get to kill this Jace. There's a game to be played. They'll, like, snap Disenchant for this Chalice, then it's, like, an actual game. Like, both sides are still very much in it. Right now, I think we're favored now that we killed the Jace, because they have to beat this Chalice, yeah. So now they snap Disenchant the Chalice, and they could have, like, a second Jace, and we're pretty far behind, but... hopefully they, like, mentor me. Nothing. Alright, I'll take nothing. Man, I want to leave a Crocus for my Thalia, but... Prelate on 1 plus Thalia is probably fine. That costs, what, 5 mana? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. I could Wasteland now, but again, they have 7 mana now, and I'm still casting spells. I have 2 ports. I might need this Wasteland down the line. How long till I can place live bets on Twitch streams? Appreciate it. I think Cardboard Live is implementing some sort of, like... I don't think you can, like, place bets, but I think you can do something involving, like... What's this? They have a counter? Snap Force of Will? Oh, nope, they're just gonna Snap Brainstorm, sure. I wonder if that's actually... I wonder if they would rather have Snap Forced that. Maybe not. Oh man, I haven't seen that command in a while. Totally forgot about. I had started writing a Modern sideboard guide, but then got tired of playing Modern and just completely stopped writing it. Yeah, I thought 4 seemed better. Maybe they have like another Terminus. How many have they cast? Only 1? No, 2. So another Terminus is less likely. They could just have like a counter spell, and no, then they wouldn't have done that. They're on 1. Maybe I will Wasteland this, just like cut them off of white sources. Or like choke them on white. They don't care about the Prelate, but they care about the Thalia? Interesting. Storm count 5. So next turn I could Crusader plus Plow. Or Crusader plus Port. Yeah, let's Wasteland this. They also just... I guess they could have brainstormed into the Force. I don't know. I don't know. Attack it with both snaps. Do they have like another snap? Ooh, another Chalice. I like that. Do I attack into 3rd Snapcaster Mage? Let's put Chalice on 1 first. Can you beat the Brain Freeze here? Oh man. I'll show you a secret list of E&T. I mean, feel free to like PM me if you wanna talk about it, but been pretty off Modern for a hot minute. The real question is what the odds makers do with your opponent's plays so far. Yeah. I kind of want to attack. They would have, like, cast a Snapcaster Mage, unless this is, like, the supreme bait. I'm not taking the bait. I'm not attacking. Oh, predicting me. Oh, man, do we get punished? Let's see it. Name basic planes. They named planes, it was Aether Vial. Alright, still not punished. Oh, they're entreating. That's scary. Oh, Chalice was Pearl. I didn't think about that. I kind of forgot my Prelate was in play. To be perfectly honest. Forgot my Prelate was actually doing something. Now our Plow is super locked out. I guess I'm glad I didn't attack, though. Also, I think I'm going to board out Plows. Board out... Like, we haven't seen a single Mentor, and they're 37 cards deep in their deck. And we just saw the Entreat. I think they're on just, like, a super slow Miracles version, so... Draw, like, Sword. Do we still kill them, right? Do they counter? Yeah, they counter Sword. Alright, we officially did. Oh, yeah, they did predict Mentor, that's right. Do I still want to leave in Plows? We saw one Mentor in 40 or 37 cards or whatever. Anyway, finally catch you live to follow you. Time zones always make it impossible. Yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out. Did I get the follow notification? I don't know. I don't know. Stream has been being weird sometimes. It doesn't notify me of things, but I wonder if I make any different sideboarding decisions based on what I saw. I don't think so. They could be on like the very minimal mentor plane, in which case like the Plows aren't super good. Still, like you can beat like the reason you want Plows is because of the like potential to like just slam Mentor in the first couple of turns. Like the late game Mentors become less of a problem because you have your slower answers online, Council's Judgment, Jailer, Ballista, Equipment, and stuff. So the Plows are mainly because you can get run over by like an early Mentor. What would I bring in? Like Relic Warder, Revoker? Like not super good options on the other end. Manage the game with a card other than Plow from turn 1. I guess it depends on what the card is, though, right? We couldn't cast most of our hand for a large part of the game. Because we had, like, 0 to 1 white sources for a good while. Like, I don't think the context of that game changes a lot if that card was a Leonin Relic Order. Maybe it would have if it was a second Revoker. Because we could have, like, done a different line against the Jace. And we could have, like, cast it. But it's also not great to just have results-oriented thinking like that. Like, imagine the game where we have Revoker in our hand, and my opponent slams a turn 3 Mentor, and we don't have an answer, and they untap and we die. Like, results-oriented thinking isn't always a good way to assess games. It's like, how do you traditionally lose these games? And one of the ways to, like, the biggest way that I've found that I lose against Miracles is because they slam a Mentor very early on, and you are unable to answer it. I think I'll just resubmit like this. I wouldn't fault cutting the Plows, but I don't think like my other options are powerful enough that I really want them. Oh, okay, you're dang confidant. Gotcha. Roger's like fine. Roger's like slightly better than it is against Grixis, and Leonin Relic Order is mostly just a filler 60th card. It's okay against stuff like Back to Basics, but it's never like a card I actively want against Miracles. Well, his hand is pretty poor. If we had like a Vials hand, it'd be insane. If this hand had a Relic Order or a Revoker, it is still not a keep. Like, if I'm shipping this with a Plow, I'm shipping it with a Revoker or a Relic Order. In fact, I think it's like the Plow might be better, like make me more inclined to keep it. But anyway, either way, I think we're just willing to like 2 drops and Vial and Chalice. But this is neither of them. This hand is what you signed up for by playing Death and Taxes or by leaving in Plow. Because the hand is definitely what I signed up for by playing Death and Taxes. This hand is I would keep this on the draw, but well, I guess we're just gonna keep the slightly worse hand. So is this one. So is this third one. think we're gonna keep this. Oh, nice. Another follow, yeah. These hands are all what I signed up for by playing this deck. This is just the stream of, like, mulling to 5, I guess. It was at 6 or 5 of my game 2 against Black Red. I think it was a 6. It's like a pretty decent 6, too. Good thing they did important to me. Little did they know that I'm about to miss this land drop. I need to, like, top deck 3 lands and then also Cataclysm. Gotta run a new league after this 0-3 drop. I mean, I might. I was gonna only play 1 league, but, like, if we only play 3 matches, it won't exactly take a while. Take a long time. I might just, like, keep running through the league, though, even at, like, 0 prizes. Tundra, that is a show of weakness, if I've ever seen one. Oh, no, it's just a Scalding Tarn. Grab Sword. Then they back to basics. Well, if they back to basics me, they just fetch Tundra, so not the worst thing in the world. Snap Plow, sure. Alright, well, ripping 2 drops is like, I'd rather rip lands, but... Jace, the Mind Sculptor... Trimming 2 Wastelands against Miracles? I don't think trimming... Like, I would maybe trim one, especially if I were on 24 lands, but, like, going down to that many lands seems, like, kind of risky. And Wastelands are less spells in Death and Taxes as opposed to stuff like Delver, because you have a lot of, like, colorless mana costs. You use your Wastelands to cast your spells a lot. It's not like Delver, where they're super, super lean and have, like, very little colorless requirements, and they're generally using Wasteland as a spell. Hey, a land. We did it. What does this mean? They attacked. It's like an Ambush Viper with Snapcaster Mage. Turn on their Jace. Could just, like, have Disenchant or Plow. They don't care. We're just gonna slam Sword, pass the turn. This Revoker is kind of important if they have a Jace and don't have another answer. Yeah, Disenchant or Snap Caster, Ambush Viper, or like another source of plowshares. All options that were on the table. Probably not worth the chip shot. Council's Judgment? Yeah. Goodbye, Sword. Alright, well, we can attack them at least. They don't have Ambush Viper. We draw land, Jailerless. Come on, land me. That's not a land. They didn't shuffle. They should be moderately wary of getting Terminus, but we just gotta play something. Yeah, no Terminus. Cool beans. Yeah, Council just betrayed me. The Council, why? Council's Judgment? Oh, Supreme Verdict. Neat. Man, the past 2 turns would have been really good turns to draw a land. What am I recruiting? I'm recruiting something. Okay, recruit Basic Plains. Recruit Cataclysm. Don't hate Ballista, don't hate Prelate. Probably just Prelate. Yeah, let's go grab Prelate. Not terribly clear. Prelate's like a decent card to try to start stabilizing. Slam Jace. Mentor, alright. Cast an expensive spell, please. Back to basics. It's not exactly what I wanted. Because now we can't. Man. You draw a land? Alright. At least we're alive. Unless they have a counter. We have a Lotus Petal away our Caracas to deal with this Mentor. Yeah, gotta watch out for time. But 5 minutes is probably enough. I think this game's wrapping up in 5 minutes. Man, if only we could have played Sanctum Prelate that turn. Three mana to Stone Rain both players. And Stone Rain got to Stone Rain me or give me a Lotus Petal too. Opponent is really content with racing. Like maybe they just put. Now we can Prelate. We could also just Wisp. I'm like really scared of attacking to Snapcaster Mage. I can just Wisp this token. I think Wisping my Recruiter is probably better though. Kind of want to Prelate on one though. Yeah, maybe Prelate on one is my best option. Just like draw another land in the future. Yeah, bait out something. Wisp landed Jailer next turn. No guarantee we can Jailer, right? We'd have to rip a land still. Is it Jace time? Judgment time. 2 judgments. Alright, I guess it's rip land Wisp their monk time. Preferably rip basic planes. They keep not shuffling on these ponders. Yeah. I don't think I'm plowing right now. Scary things to plow. If they like have force of will up to counter my plow, then it's pretty fine. Maybe not. Maybe we plow in response to this brainstorm. They gain less life. I'm pretty scatterbrained. I kind of totally forgot about prowess. It's like, they just like gain free life, which is actually not great for me. Is it Jace time? Is it draw land time? Draw land time would be nice for me. Especially draw a basic land. We could Flicker Wisp a Recruiter. Might be the worst card for us to draw here. No. Now they're blocking? They've been using their Snapcaster to, like, damage race this whole match. They're like, hang on, I gotta trade this 1-1 now, when we're at the same life total. Oh yeah, you guys both don't have the same names as your Discord. Oh. That's not great for me. It's a lot of angles. Draw land into Flicker Wisp. Oh, now we can't. Keep Lotus pedaling out our lands here. Kill an Angel. We draw like basic land. Maybe we could have done something. What did I do? I thought my thing. Yeah. Oh yeah, we did. The old 03. Hey, we won a game though. I think we'll just finish out this league. Can we scoop now? Yeah, we're not quite dead on board. Close to it. Oh no, that was 70. So we actually won a game. One game won, which is weird. I usually don't win that one. Or, like, my win rate's a lot closer to 50% for game ones. Flicker's 2 for 1. Oh, man, yeah. 3-1 flyer. Kill a creature. 3-1 flying Ravenous Chupacabra. Card is busted. I didn't even know the cat was sleeping there. Hang on. Let's make it a cat stream. Can you guys see her? My webcam is falling. What have I done? Cat stream is more important than person stream. Hey, my opponent is also X and 3. Nice, so we don't have to like feel bad if we crush them. But the way the might is going, we are about to get dumpstered, so. Every stream I wonder why you own a cat. Why? Because I like just bitch about the cats all the time. Cat, get the fuck off me. Nah, my cats are pretty cool, though. Oh boy. Alright. Opponent telling me like it is with this sorcery, speed, and tomb. I guess I just have to cast this Thalia and cross my fingers. Opponent just laying it all out on the table here. No fucking around. This is a Grizzlebrand. Not Amber. Alright, cool, we're dead. Caracas. Phyrexian Invoker, punish them. Hey, look at that. You can have that one back. Lack of respect for the Remorseful Cleric. Lack of respect for like a lot of things. Like, I don't know what world you just sorcery speed your Entomb. It just like tells everyone what you're doing. It's like, alright, yeah, play around me, I'm going to untap and try to Grizzlebrand you. Underground Sea Pass means like, alright, am I playing against like Storm, Grixis Control, like very weird line to just like jam that Entomb into my face. Opponent said something in chat. Hi, what is your record in this league? Oh, opponent wants to, because opponent is also X3. I guess I'll let them know that there are no stakes for this one. We're both X and 3. The lowest of stakes. This guy's 1-3 for a reason. I don't know. Oh, like our last opponent just like stone cold plowed my Stoneforge Mystic with an active mob in play. Just like no fear. I'm probably porting. Better than just running out a second Stoneforge. They have 12 cards in hand, so might as well prevent them from developing some of their cards. Maybe that was his only out. I mean, they weren't dead though. Like, why waste a plow when you're like genuinely and like why plow on their own turn and taps the mom, and then I untap immediately. Like, if they at least try to plow it... Oh, okay, no, because then I can put in the sword in response. But... Because if I put in the sword in response. But then if they, like, plow the mom, and then untap, they have, like, another answer for the mom or something. I did not see a world in which that was the play. Unless their hand was Source of Plowshares and all lands, and it's like, wow, alright, I need to just Hail Mary, try to make sure this sword doesn't connect. Sword hit's not a loss. You're a Jace the Mind Sculptor deck. You can generate so much card advantage. If, like, I hit with a sword and then they flip a Terminus, the game is very much still on. Very much more so if they still have a Plow left over in their hand. I think the out of blind miracling a Terminus is higher than the out of me missing the onboard mom. Yep, just straight up blue-black Reanimator, Hapless Researcher, and everything. I'd port over equipping. Yeah, if I draw 4th land, I'm just gonna port and put in the Batterskull, but I'm probably just attacking for 3. Does it change the lethal math? Hit them for 2, put them to 9, and then 3, 7, 8? No, it doesn't. It wouldn't unless I draw the 4th land for the sword. I think I'm going to take this battle up to 3, though. Like, this Donoverse doesn't really matter. All it finds is GT at this point. And if we draw, like, a Recruiter or something, seems a lot stronger. But if they only discarded the Grizzlebrand, so we can definitely still... We're in a good spot still. Scoopy wants it more. Shem so carries this. He was like kind of grossly unplayable. Alright, this is a Stoneforge beatdown stream. Play Mom Passport. Passport. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This also does set up lethal if we draw 4th land. We can actually just still lethal them with the sword. So they could, like, Entomb here with their Petal. When they only have 3 lands. Untap, I port 1 down. How was the day today? It was pretty good. I like Fridays because they're my early days off of work. And finally have stuff to do at work again. Like sitting doing nothing for a while, and it's been pretty boring. Sure. This means we're definitely not dying this turn. Or, like, getting Elishnorn or something. Not that Elishnorn would be game over, but... Draw land, I think we just win here. I don't think my blue-black Reanimator opponent is playing a lot of, packing a lot of removal here. Especially instant speed. Where's blue-black Reanimator on this list? Probably all the way down at the bottom somewhere. Played against it like once in my life. What's up, Tim? It's probably kind of confusing that you call me Phil when there's actually like an avid Death and Taxes streamer out there named Phil. But no, we're getting horribly wrecked, Tim. We're 0-3 in this league. Got Fade Darkness. If my opponent Darknesses me, they deserve the win. If my opponent casts Darkness, I will concede the match. It's Years of Habit. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. Are you going to the Taylorville tournament tomorrow? Well, they discarded Elishnorn. Alright, it might be Elishnorn time. If you don't draw a land to just kill them. I mean, we just get to, like, leave up Batterskull, though. Then Batterskull kills them. They just, like, take 3 from Mom Thalia. We put in Batterskull. Karakas the Elishnorn and lethal them. Yeah, the ability that the blue-black has a better ability to beat Graveyard Hate, but it's just, like, less explosive. Think about driving down for the CC mod. Oh, yeah, that one's a thing, too. Oh, man. We drew the GTA, too. Now the Stoneforge just a Squire. Alright, they have 5 mana. I think we're just going to attack with Thalia Mom, leave up Stoneforge for when they Elishnorn me. Put in the Batterskull, Karakas it, still have lethal. Modern, right. Modern's for suckers. Nah, play Modern if you want. I don't have qualms about other people enjoying formats that I don't particularly enjoy. Everyone in chat, oh, Modern, oh god, what a horrible format. I mean, not unreasonable. Anime Dead Elishnorn time. Alright. Do you lose? Yeah, it resolves. Are you going to the GP next weekend? That's fair. But also, Legacy, Win a Duel, in Taylorville. It's much closer. It's like an hour closer than Bloomington for me too. So even if I wanted to play Modern for some reason, Taylorville's an hour and a half away. Bloomington's like 2.5 hours. Does my opponent like have a plan here? Do you have something to answer Germ Token? You can't even like Brutality yet. Just bounce the Elishnorn in response. Reanimate Hapless Researcher. Oh, I love it. Good. Good on ya, opponent. Respect. Oh man, 2 Hapless Researchers! If only we had a Sword of Fire and Ice. Or if only we'd actually, like, get it into play. Just need to draw the Ancient... Oh, yeah, get him. We don't have the Ancient Doom currently in the deck. I don't know if we're just memeing or not, though. But that is kind of hilarious. Just fucking double hapless Researcher. If only this was paper and you could nail in the sword. Yeah, if they don't notice, it's legal, right? What's my plan here? They're at 2. We could just, like, play Stoneforge Mom. They can just, they could reanimate the Elish again, but if that's their whole turn, then I don't really care. I can just, like, play the sword set up for lethal next turn. That's probably better. Because that sets up lethal through Elishnorn. I could have sworn I heard you say Bloomington. No, yeah, I used to live in Bloomington. That's where the Modern event that my buddy was talking about is. Bloomington, Illinois. There are like 3 Bloomingtons in the U.S., so. Opponent's just going to cast Grave Titan. That would be kind of scary. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm not... Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I used to go to U of I, and I went to high school in Bloomington before that. Maybe I do play Mom, play around, like, Grave Titan. Maybe that's better than, like, if they spend their whole turn reanimate Elishorn again, like, I still don't care. I actually, like, port them and play Mom here. I don't have to play the Stoneforge, because Mom plus Germ is still just lethal. Unless they make Elishorn. Stoneforge file and have Mom file in on the next end step if the game is still continuing. I'll also, like, just Mom go. Mom port them, even. Mom beats everything besides, like, just reanimate Elishorn a second time. And if they do that, like, they're just still dying slowly. If I tap this Caracas, I might die to, I don't know, they could always... If they have Collector Brutality plus reanimate, they can always kill the Germ if they stack it right. They can just Collector Brutality the Germ before they cast the Entomb or whatever. Or Exhume. It would be nice to have just, like, drawn a 3-drop at any point after I tick this file up to 3. At least I get F6 equity. Careful study, alright. Discarding nothing important. Sack Apples Researcher. The digging for, like, Tide Spout Tyrant? I don't even know. Now they're probably dead. They probably can't kill me on 2 mana. I guess, like, 1 mana, no. They would need... Oh, they don't even have any more? 4 Underground Seas and a basic Swamp is all they have, really. They don't have an island in this deck? What? Maybe they have it in their hand. But they probably would have brainstormed the island, basic island away. I don't know. Oh, they're just using the Delta to shuffle. But still, like, the whole island thing is confusing. Do they genuinely not have a basic island in their deck? Yeah. Or, like, Grave Titans, whatever, the Inkwell Leviathan, stuff like that. The non-legendary threats are usually the ones you want. Or after you Thoughtseize them, they don't have a Caracas, and you grab Iona. But anyway. Do we board the same as against Red-Black? Are all these cards still good? Yeah, I think so. Chalice is actually better than it is against Red-Black, because this deck is a lot more cantrip dense. So just put in 13 cards. Mother of Runes is, like, weirdly better in this matchup, but they're also, like, more of a Massacre Dread of Night strategy than a spot removal, so Mother of Runes is probably still not good enough. But they generally have more, like, actual kill your thing-based interaction than Red-Black does. I think we're just gonna employ the Red-Black Reanimator sideboarding strat. Reassess if we need to do something different for Game 3. The only card that won that entire game was Caracas. Like, we beat my opponent to death with, like, a bunch of really garbage, piddling creatures. God damn, this hand is tempting as fuck. I'm gonna keep it. We have 2 removal spells and 2 graveyard hate spells. This hand seems like gas. Until we don't hit the land. And then they make Inkwell Leviathan, and then we die, but... I don't think a lot of our hands are beating Inkwell Leviathan. If we see Inkwell, maybe it's like... Did I change the Caracas art? Nope! I drew Caracas in, like, game 1 or something at the start of the league, and I was like, ah, damn it. Or it was game 2. No, it was game 1. I still have not done that. Here's hoping we don't die to Inkwell Leviathan. This hand is never, ever, ever beating Inkwell Leviathan on turn 2. Alright, well, didn't entomb, that's a good sign. It's not doing anything. Nice. Alright, time to move to discard. I feel like my opponent is smelling surgical at this point, rather than just, like, bad hand. Rip. Yeah, we do have a rip. We're also, like, not dead if my opponent just continues to just make land drops and do dopey things. They could get Iona. That's probably the play. Nope, just Grizzlebrand. Alright. Definitely gonna path this. Grizzlebrand doesn't feel like the correct choice here, but maybe that's just me. I was supposed to path it in response to the draw 7, because they could have, like, Force Will now. Then I have to plow it. I'm not used to playing as Grizzlebrand, like, Grizzlebrand plus Force of Will, where I can actually beat it and play Grizzlebrand. Oh, nice. It just worked. We did it. Now they're also at 1 life. Too bad we boarded out Walking Ballista. Where's my Bomac Courier? Patrick, where'd you go? I might have considered plowing it first, but after they Thoughtseize, definitely not plowing first. Definitely not plowing first, because then, even if they force the plow, they can just Thoughtseize the path, and then I'm forced to plow it anyway. So I might as well bank on them not having a Force Will. Because they also might have boarded Force Wills out. Yep. Trying to grind through the hate. Ooh. I failed to see how Beaumont would help. They're at 1 life! We just play Beaumont Courier and the game's over. How do we lose? Pitch Massacre. Oh wow, that's a show of dominance if I've ever seen one. Put Massacre under my Chrome Mox. They also didn't discard anything yet. I assume they have like an answer for this Rest in Peace? Do I play Cleric here actually? Cleric like makes them dead if they don't answer it. I guess Rip also kind of does that, but I feel like I just want to play Cleric here. They could like Massacre another Cleric and then like Entomb Reanimate or something. Where they couldn't do that with the Rest in Peace, but both lose to Daze. I mean, they don't lose to Daze, but my opponent just like casting a Grave Titan. We can still beat that. We have a Sword of Plowshare still. That's funny. And we can plow it. We have a game on our hands, I guess. Hopefully they don't counter this. Alright. We still in it. You guys having 8 mana gain 7 target opponent discards a card? Maybe they have another thing. Maybe they have like Gravy Train after that. Wait, can we race this? We're like close to racing this, right? Right on time. We might be able to actually race this. Grizzlebrand, like Tendrils of Agony, is really just a life gain spell. Exactly. Now you're getting it. Yeah, I think we can just, like, erase this unless they massacre me, in which case we die, but alright, we die. Draw, no. Draw like another removal spell, I guess, is the play. Wait, we're taking 10, going to 6. We could block the Grave Titan, Recruiter for Mirren Crusader, block the Grave Titan, take 4, go to 12. And then we have Mirren Crusader and play the next turn, block. Alright, well, we're not dead. They still have 5 cards in hand, so. We're definitely not, like, alive either, but. Mirren Crusader makes it so that this game's not over. They have, like, we lose to, like, a stiff breeze, but. This looks like a stiff breeze in the form of collective brutality. Yup. Nothing but massacres. Oh, and they gain 2 life. Crusader's not even lethal anymore, dang. And okay, and they have Thoughtseize, alright, sure. Collective Brutality in 2019. I mean, it's a card that I wouldn't be surprised to see it in Blue-Black Reanimator specifically. They could have just hardcast a Massacre. Like, they had plenty of mana. But I don't think the sideboard decisions really change. I think we're just submitting again. It's kind of just an oddball game that broke the way it did. Have I had enough of keeping 1-landers? No. Especially because this hand has an Aether Vial. And this hand doesn't lose to Grave Titan. This hand does a lot of stuff going for it. It has Caracas, Aether Vial, and like 3 castable spells. I think this hand is a much easier keep than my kind of risky keep last game. Also, this hand plays around Massacre, notably. So if we draw planes, I might just like not play it ever. Cited for E-Tutor and Helm. Oh man, that's the true combo. The true tech is playing a deck that Rest in Peace is good against, and then you board in Helm for it. There's a point where like lands used to do that, right? What is with these sorcery speed and tombs, opponent? Actual no respect. Opponent, what is your deal? And you do know Entomb is an instant, right? It says it on the card. He just really, really wants me to know what's going to happen next turn. How next turn is going to break. It involves this Grizzlebrand, Grave Titan, Tidespout Tyrant, sure. Oh, does it involve this turn? Alright. Maybe this is more reason to Sorcery Speed your Entomb. I'll give him that. I don't even really kind of want... I kind of don't want to Surgical this, but I probably should. Alright, yeah, their hand is very bad. We did it. What are their threats? They have a Grave Titan, 3 Grizzlebrands, and that's it. So we just like can't lose, right? Unless they like Thoughtseize both my removal spells before they Grave Titan me. This game's just like over. They have 2 Collective Brutalities, another Massacre left. This game is just basically over. I don't really want to screenshot this. This Emrakul trigger is stalking me. I guess Revoker probably still goes on Grizzlebrand. They had 2 more lands in hand. I think I'd rather just cast my spells. The nice part of being 0-3 is that you can just declare victory and go play the next match. What, say, oh, I win this game, concede, and then leave? There's no real reason to do that. It hurts that meaningless number that exists in my user stats, right? That, MTGO rating, whatever. The real question is, do we name Abandon Hope or not? No, I'll name Grizzlebrand. I respect my opponent. Their hand was just Massacre, Exhume, 2 lands. Boo. I knew Patrick was going to be mad that I didn't BM my opponent. My opponent hasn't done anything, like, worth... the Sorcery Speed in 2 game 1 was kind of weird. Name Aetherfile. The handicap. Just shoot myself in the foot. Alright, now we're on even ground. I mean, as the game currently sits, I'm just going to beat him to death with 10 turns with a Phyrexian Revoker. Alright. Drew Brainstorm. Deal. Alright, cool. The game's over. Opponent has decided it's over instead of me. I guess it makes sense because they're also X3, so they don't really care about, like, playing to marginal outs. Is Blue-Black Reanimator on this list? Game 1 they do to go around days. I was on the play. I went, like, Plains Aethervile go. Yeah. There's Blue-Black Reanimator. Won game 1 and game 3, lost game 2. It also doesn't go around... It goes around them, like, drawing days, I guess, but it also... Yeah. It goes around them drawing a counterspell if you are a blue deck. But I think playing around cards that are mostly free anyway, except for, like, Spell Pierce or whatever, is probably a lot worse than letting them know exactly what you're on by going, turn 1, Underground Sea, Exhume, or Entomb, go. What's up, Moxall? Because that just, like, completely sets the stage of, like, oh, okay, now my Ponders are looking for counter spells instead of, like, value or whatever. If your opponent goes Underground Sea, go, it goes, am I playing against Storm? Am I playing against, like, Grixis Control? I don't think there is a world that you ever just go, turn 1, Underground Sea, Entomb, go. When you play Revoker on the blind, you should just wait 2 minutes and then name Careful Consideration. I do enjoy meme naming with Revoker, but I try to keep it to a minimum. I don't like being a jerk to, like, random opponents. And sometimes people can kind of take it the wrong way, you know? Like, telling my opponent Abandon Hope there seems like a little mean-spirited. When my opponent has done nothing bad to me. If your hand has 3 ways to reanimate and one card to get it in, you do it. I don't even... Maybe that's true then. Like, I don't claim to be an expert reanimator player, but I still think, like, the information spew of saying, okay, I'm on reanimator, you get to now ponder specifically for your Force of Wills and stuff. This game's okay. Probably okay enough. If I could donate 5 bits to myself to troll Moxall, I would, but I can't. I mean, yeah, the Entomb is always the card you... Or, maybe that's not even true, but I assume the Entomb is usually the card that you force, because they have less of that effect. So, Storm? But, like, the fact that if you go turn 1 Entomb go, then your opponent's like, okay, now I can at least, like, ponder for reanimate spells and such. Yeah, this looks like just Storm, and we get to Slam Thalia and probably win. And also, like, Revoker their Petal. Good thing that wasn't a Duress and not a Thoughtseize. Oh, Turbo Dabs, alright. Yeah, well, we're still okay here. We have this Caracas. How's the Ballista? I've loved the Ballista since I started playing it. This is no longer Cyrus's list of ban. I thought so too, because like the Snow-Covered Swamp was like just like the quirky Cyrus thing, where it doesn't actually matter, but it's fun. I think I attack. I think I offer the trade here. Kind of surprising. I did not expect that to go over like that, but okay. What am I doing now? Opponent didn't get the Cut Paths cards message. Yeah, this is like old Turbo Depths with Petals. Opponent Spirit Guides me. Am I just playing Vile and porting them? Because porting is the same as Revoke Ring Petal, but I think I'd rather revoke Hexmage anyway. I could like Vile plus Stoneforge isn't bad. Good news is you can't lose. We're pretty well off, that's for sure. I think I'm gonna Stoneforge for just Batter Skull. Whoops, no I'm not. I clicked OK. I passed the priority. Alright, we're porting now. Yeah, the Snow-Covered Swamp rarely matters. You were barely ever into the North thing for your Snow-Covered land anyway. Man, I really wish I had a Stoneforge in play. I just put in a Batter Skull. Do I cast the Stoneforge now anyway? Probably. Leave the... I can Vile in the Revoker on the way up. I even get to leave up Caracas here so we don't die to like something random. Double crop rotation still doesn't even kill me. Matters more than subcard plants in D&T. And honestly, like, fucking might. Alright, Hexmage time. Well, we have a Revoker for the Hexmage. I have blind predicted D&T to pick the wrong planes. I don't doubt it. It's happened to me once. My opponent hit. Vampire, Hexmage. Oh, did they concede? We did it. Thanks for the bits, Mocktail. 12 unstable planes. Good on you, lazy salmon. Good. Don't give in to the snow. Like, the snow-covered mind games are just, like, one of the dumbest arguments to me. Because it becomes the, like, the Princess Bride. Oh, I knew he put the poison in my glass, but he would know that he knows. Thanks for the 100 bits, Patrick. Curbstomp and Mox all there. Because then you go, like, you go Snow-Covered Plains past, and then it's like, oh, this is D&T. But wait, what if Miracles is playing Snow-Covered Plains to masquerade as D&T? But then, what if I pick up on them playing that, so then, like, so you know like, you stop playing the Snow-Covered Plains, or... It just doesn't matter. Like, it's so trivial. Like, just don't read what they do from them playing a Snow-Covered land versus a normal land to continue to play a normal game of Magic. Oh man, Moxel coming back with 100 bits as well. Appreciate it. Alright, so we boarded 8 cards, cut the Thalias, Spirit Keeper, what is it? I think I cut a GTA and a Stoneforge in this matchup, then one more card. Crusader, maybe? Prelate, maybe? No, Prelate on 2 is nice. Actually, Cloud with the Vanity over deck building, Cold Take. It just doesn't matter, though. Legitimately, like, it's so unimportant. Like, the random, like, attempt to mind game your opponent. That just, do it if you want to, sure, but, like, don't try to pretend that your deck is better than a deck without doing it. His hand's probably a mulligan. It's, like, vile and, like, a good curve, but it matters. Okay, if you do it for, like, trolling reasons, go ahead. If you want to do it because it upsets me, then that's valid. That's more valid than the people doing it because they think it gives them an edge. But this hand, like, doesn't have pieces that interact with turbo dubs, so... Wow, this hand is just, like, worse than the first hand, but it also has a wasteland. Keep. We're on the draw with a scry. Keep loose 6s on the draw all the time. Hey, nice. The bell's actually pretty good here. Yeah, that's totally reasonable. Like, having a bunch of matching planes is really nice sometimes. Like, I like having all my planes match. I also don't like that there are only 2 arts of snow-covered planes and only 1 foil art of snow-covered planes, and I don't particularly like either of them. And because I have my deck full out, I like choosing the copies of the cards that I want to play. Pithing Needle. Name Aether Vial. Rather than name that than Wasteland, honestly. Yeah. Can't really Wasteland into open green mana, though. Foil or Pokemon card, change my mind. Well, they're not Pokemon cards, because they have magic text on them. I think this is, like, the second time my actions direct resulted in people donating whole dollars. I think you might be right. My girlfriend's gonna be mad when she told me to message her every time she gets dethroned, but I don't think she wants to donate $2, considering she could just hand me $2. 12 betas from... Yeah, dope. I'm in for that. I think our plan is just Wasteland Go. I don't want to Wasteland this Thespian stage with, like, them having crop rotation availability. And having in-play Wasteland, like, inhibits them from comboing. Next turn we can go land and revoke Hexmage. Donate 7 cents to kick. If she gets kicked from the top 3, then maybe I'll say something. No, bits are cents, not dollars. That would be pretty insane if they were just throwing around like $100. It is, in fact, $4. What I heard is that XJ's girlfriend doesn't think he's worth $2. No, one time, I forget if you were probably there, but she was in a bit war with Army, and she just came into the room and handed me a $5 bill in person. Also, people that fetch in response to Revokers. Part 97. It's so weird that, like, so many people will just fetch in response to your Revoker. Well, I guess I'm wastelanding the Thespian stage now. Get out of here. Yeah, don't worry about it. That would be pretty nuts if they were just like, yeah, here's $100. Bogged. Oh no, my wasteland. What if it's right for them to, like, bog themselves? So I can't, like, surgical Thespian stage here. People are bad at reading magic cards. I mean, that's just, like, a fact. Path is a magic card that exists. Thanks for the 2-month resub Hondo. This is not Kingdom Hearts 3, you're right. I'm gonna play some after this, though. I do actually need to get my cards together and stuff, though. And then play Kingdom Hearts 3. I'll run out second vial. There's very little reason not to. If we eventually, like, Relic Order or, like, Flicker Wisp away the Pithing Needle, it might be relevant. Is it crop rotation time? It is. Well, if they just, like, go stay... Oh, so if they just, like, play Dark Depths, go for it. So we have Path, and if they have, like, a Protection... Are they pitching a Spirit Guide to make their... Oh, wait. They didn't float a mana. Didn't they just pitch Spirit Guide and then not float the mana for this? This doesn't work? Did they fuck this up? Yeah, I think they just, like, fucked up real bad. Wait, do they have the floating mana? I couldn't see it anywhere. Oh well, doesn't matter. Unless they have Not of This World. They get a basic, but I would play around like crop rotation for... Hey, we did it! I do like the snow-covered forests. I forget what snow-covered swamp looks like. Another Spirit Guide, I think. Oh, did they... Hang on, let's go back to that game. What happened? What happened there? No, wait. No, I want the game log. Show... Game log, where are you? Why don't I get the game log? Alright, game log's gone forever. Cool. I guess I'll just never know. If they have Not of This World from their... I mean, they were playing Spirit Guides and Lotus Petals. Like, they could have been on the super old version that played stuff like Not of This World. You never know. It's a card that exists and could beat me. Yeah, like, going for lethal on like those windows seem like an easy way to lose stuff in Texas. You have to be, like, super cautious to... Or, like, turn one them or whatever. Like, have the super explosive hands. They had no cards in hand. I mean... Maybe that was their plan of, I'm dead, might as well go for it into one open mana. I guess if their hand was Spirit Guide, crop rotation. But no, they have two crop rotations, right? So assuming they have Sajiri Step, their hand easily can just find one piece. They can find the other with, like, the million tutors in their deck, or just drawing another stage or Dark Depths, and they have a second crop rotation for protection. I think that is probably better than just trying to go for it on that turn, but, like, maybe I'm wrong. Where is Turbo Depths? They even just, like, cast a Spirit Guide. And just, like, Stonewall's my board. I'm not playing lands. I don't have anything else to do. They have Pithing Needle and Vial, and I just cast a second one. Like, just cast a Spirit Keeper, blocks my Phyrexian Hooker, and now we're just at a board stall. The real question was if they had two crop rotations in their hand, why did they just, like, try to stage my Wasteland instead of just trying to play around the Wasteland? You ever consider... I should just go back to the deck list while I'm trying to find Turbo Depths in here. I've messed with color splashes before, traditionally red, because that's, like, been the most powerful splash, but I've always just liked the consistency of mono white. Especially in a format where, like, the red splash is traditionally for stuff like I was gonna say back to basics, like P and Karan Nalar, which is actually, like, secretly the best red card. It's not Magus of the Moon. Magus of the Moon is still good in certain matchups, but it's more of, like, a tutor bullet now than, like, trying to Blood Moon your opponent. But even against decks that you want, like, P and K against, are their Back to Basics decks, and Back to Basics just, like, wrecks you, especially if you're playing the color splash versions. Yeah, as soon as we get, like, a white legendary creature that has 2 toughness and enters the battlefield and creates a bigger board presence, then we're talking. What the heck is Turbo Depths? I just can't find this on my spreadsheet here. There it is. Wait, no, that's a lie. There it is. Found it for reals this time. Daredevil was yeah, I like Daredevil. Daredevil was like a fun bullet to have. The amount of times you get to like randomly blow people out with like violent Daredevil, like just exile the loam or whatever. But anyway, so we just like straight up 2-3 this league, and I'm still fine with it. I'm probably gonna submit something close to the 75 tomorrow. We had some bad beats in the early start, and then we like had a mull to 6, mull to a mediocre 6, mull to a bad 5 against Miracles. And I'll probably call that 6 bad too. Stifle a Delver deck of yeah, like getting Daredevil is a sweet card. I just like it's a very fun card to play with, even if it's like not. It may or may not be like a good card, a card that you need, but it's just very sweet, and I enjoyed it a lot. Being able to cast blue spells or deck spells that blue decks get to play. There's like a lot of stuff. Like I've exiled loams against lands to like get them. You take the Delver deck's lightning bolt. You counter a Snapcaster Mage with a Daredevil on a Vial. I Daredeviled a Turbo Depths player's crop rotation to get a Wasteland to prevent them from comboing. Yeah. Playing red is risky when, like, back to basics. And you're also, like, losing out on a really good matchup in, like, Red Prison. The Turbo Blood Moon decks get a lot worse because you just have a lot less just inherent basic planes and stuff. You just, like, lose out on a lot of mana-based consistency. You become softer to the Wasteland decks. As sweet as all the red cards are. Yeah, then as you go down the totem pole, like, the splashes get worse and worse. Like, black, the only card you really want to splash for is just Orzhov Pontiff, which is barely a splash. Green and blue have just been traditionally very weak. You just, like, don't need a lot of... Like, if you're playing the green splash, oftentimes you're just playing a worst of both worlds Maverick Death and Taxes list, and then blue-white has just been... Most of the cards you want on a blue-white deck, blue-white Death and Taxes deck, are double blue, so your mana base is just horrendous, because you need, like, 4 Tundras to cast your True Names, your Vendilion Clicks, or consistently cast your Meddling Mages and stuff. The issue with playing non-creature spells that are your color splash is that a lot of the time you try to splash off of Cavernous Souls. Like in the red splash, you play like 3 and like some fetch lands and 2 to 3 plateaus. So it becomes a lot harder to cast non-creature spells. Like Pyroblast or Sudden Demise was a card that sometimes the red-white Death and Taxes deck played. Stream Humans. I have Humans over here, right? Probably stream it again. Humans is a fun deck to just like kind of jump back to sometimes. But I just love the consistency of mono white Death and Taxes more than any other deck in Legacy. Yeah, you can play stuff like Bob and stuff, but that's less bullets and more just like you need to play a lot of Bobs if you're a Bob deck, right? You can play Comball, but you can't really recruiter that, so it's only like okay. Mostly I will stick to if like I'm playing decks that I want to play, it's gonna be mostly just mono white Death and Taxes. I thought about like experimenting with a blue-white version, but even then, I wasn't super excited to. Lavinia was just like, the more I read Lavinia the first time, I was like, oh, this card's sweet, and then I like read its text like 4 or 5 times because it's got so much fucking text that like is randomly like prevents people from casting spells. Sometimes it counters the spells though, and I got less and less excited to play the card, and I was like, all right, never mind. I was gonna mess around with the blue splash that was likely to be bad, but then I gave up on that hope pretty quickly. Anyway, so much text that does nothing, basically. Unless you're at Vintage, it's like pretty fucking obscene at Vintage. Let's find someone to host though. Who is playing some Legacy? Anurag, Lewis CBR, me. Something in paper, food, wow, all legs. Ooh, Arkin's coming online? Alright, let's go host Arkin. I like when my friends brew, I just get to spew random card names at them and don't have to do the losing. Thanks for the 2-bits Moxall sneaking in there right at the end of the stream. Oh, Arkin has a new emote. Dope. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching today. Hope you enjoyed the league. If you want to support the channel, you can follow, subscribe, or donate. Follows are totally free, help you know when I'm going live. Subscriptions get you a sweet Thali emote and a Thraven subscription badge in the chat. Donations, I do donation deck lists. Information for that is down below. Also, feel free to PM me about it. Collis is the best splash. E&T is good in Legacy, but seems less consistent. Yeah, White Eldrazi is a deck that I kind of want to experiment with, too. I tried the White Steel list, but it felt like the artifacts were the worst part of your deck, and you should probably just be playing like Thought-Knot Seers. But anyway, you can also subscribe to me on YouTube or follow me on Twitter. Links for those are down below as well. Moxall and PM and Green PM are having a last-minute bit war here. That's it. That's all I have. I'm gonna go host Arkin now. Moxall is the winner. Never mind. Patrick's the winner. All right, bye, guys. Before anyone else gets to donate any bits.